ladies and gentlemen, media members from all over the world. We have a total of 85 media members from 25 countries all over the world who are watching right now. Welcome to the TIMTOS Global Press Conference and CEO panel held by TAITRA and also TAMI, Taiwan Association of Machinery Industry. We know that the impact of COVID-19 in 2020 has wreaked havoc on the global economy, and we've seen decrease in Taiwan's exports, which is about 30%. Yet we've seen some recovery in this year. Some people predict that we are going to see some 20% or 30% of recovery of Taiwan's economy this year. However, we're still facing a lot of challenges, and also the supply chain is restructuring right now. So how do we deal with all these new challenges, and how do we grab the new opportunities coming from it? That's the question that we really have to think about, and we are going to focus on the TIMTOS today. 2021 TIMTOS will be held not only in a physical form, but also the online exhibition will also be launched from March 15 to the 20th in 2021. And today we are very happy to be joined by many distinguished guests. We have the chairman of TAITRA, chairman of TAMI, and also leaders from the industry who are going to join us for the discussion today. And before we move on to the discussion, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch a through this 1-minute video, you can see that the TIMTOS hybrid really is a combination of physical and virtual show, and we're going to give you some more details later during today's press conference. Next, let me introduce the distinguished guests joining us for the press conference today. First, we have Mr. James Huang, chairman of TAITRA. Welcome to the press conference today. Thank you so much for coming. Next, we are going to welcome Mr. Alex Ke, chairman of TAMI, Taiwan Association of Machinery Industry. Say hi to all of our foreign journalists. Ladies and gentlemen, next we have Mr. Jimmy Chu, chairman of FFG. Also today with us, we have Mr. Eric Zhuo, Global Chairman and CEO of Hiwin Group. Next, please welcome Yuzheng Zhang, Chairman of CFMI. Thank you so much for coming today. And now, for the opening remark, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. James Huang, Chairman of TAITRA, Taiwan External Trade Development Council, to the stage. Alex Ke, Chairman of TAMI. Jimmy Chu, Chairman of FFG. Eric Zhuo, CEO of Hiwin, and also Yuzheng Zhang, Chairman of CFMI. Our friends from the press here with us and also online, greetings to you all. Firstly, on behalf of TAITRA, I would like to extend My most cordial welcome to all of you to the TIMTOS Global Press Conference and the CEO panel today. I would also like to take this opportunity to say thank you so much for your great efforts to all of our friends in the global machinery industry. Due to the pandemic, we are all facing a lot of challenges right now, and the machinery industry is no exception. We have had a very tough year last year. We have seen our sales going down, the uh, also restructuring and also rupturing of our global supply chain, and also due to the geopolitical problems, we really have had a difficult year. We not only have to manage our company well, but we also have to take a lot of different factors into consideration. We have to look at geopolitics, we have to look at some other different problems. It is a lot of challenges facing us ahead. So let me say once again, and please accept my admiration to you all. We are living in a time of uncertainty. However, starting from the fourth season last year in 2020, we've seen some recovery in the machinery industry. And in the future, how to forge ahead, how to maintain the pandemic, how to stimulate the global economy. That really is a shared task, a mission for all of us in the world. And the machinery industry definitely will be playing a leading role. We really have to stand up again on our feet so that we can inspire, so that we can drive other industries to go back to normal again. Without the manufacturing technology of the machinery, the semiconductor wouldn't do so great. So the machinery really is the foundation of many other different industries. To do that, TAITRA and also TAMI will be doing our best against all odds to make sure that 2021 TIMTOS will be held as scheduled. On one hand, that you all know that Taiwan is doing a great job in preventing the spread of the pandemic. So that really gives up the advantage and also a stage to hold TIMTOS. And due to the great support of all of our friends, TIMTOS has become the third largest machinery show in the world, as the world is looking for recovery right now. I think that machinery and also machine tools really play a very important role, and that's why the 2021 TIMTOS has a lot of really carries a lot of expectation from the industry. That really is something that we have to do. We are all on the same boat. We have to do this together. We are in it together. That's also why we want to make sure that TIMTOS 2021 can be held as scheduled. And I would like to say once again to all our friends in the industry, this really is a great, tough year for you. You are facing a lot of challenges, the rupturing of the supply chain, the fluctuation of currencies. However, I think that we are about to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Through the platform of TIMTOS, I think we can become a driving force for Taiwan's economic growth, and that is also the responsibility of Taiwan as a member of the international community. As the organizers of TIMTOS, TAITRA will continue to work closely with our partner, TAMI, to make sure that everything is taken care of. This year, for TIMTOS, we have more than 1,000 exhibitors using more than 6,000 booths this year in both our physical exhibition and also our virtual platform. So for our international buyers who couldn't visit Taiwan, they still have an opportunity to utilize our online platform to engage with exhibitors. So we have a lot to offer through 2021 TIMTOS this year. I would like to thank you once again for your participation in today's TIMTOS Global Press Conference and CEO panel. My special thank you also goes to the panelists of our discussion later, Mr. Zhuo, Mr. Zhu, and also Mr. Zhang. They are all the leaders in the industry. They are going to share with us their vision and their insights. And also, they're going to give us some constructive suggestions as for how do we conquer the challenges facing us. Lastly, I would like to thank all of our friends from the international and also domestic press. Thank you so much for joining the press conference today. Please help us spread the words and about the TIMTOS 2021. I would like to lastly wish you a very healthy and also safe year in 2021. Thank you so much to Mr. James Huang, chairman of TAITRA. Thank you once again to Mr. Huang. Ladies and gentlemen, next we'd like to welcome Mr. Alex Ke, chairman of TAMI, to also share a few words on the stage. Let's welcome Alex. Mr. James Huang, chairman of TAITRA, Jimmy, chairman of FFG, Eric from Hiwin, and also Yu Zheng from CFMI. Ladies and gentlemen, here with us and also who are watching online, good morning or good afternoon. On behalf of the organizers of the TIMTOS Global Press Conference, thank you so much for joining us. As a representative from the machinery industry, please accept my most sincere gratitude. I think in 2019, TIMTOS was still only the fifth biggest machinery show in the world. But this year, we have become the third largest machinery show in the world. I think the credits really should go to Taiwan's machinery industry. When Taiwan's machinery was about to take off and to take it to the next level, the US-China war, trade war, and also the pandemic happened. So we really have faced a lot of challenges at that point of time. This is a very trying time for all of us, whether or not to hold TIMTOS has become a big question for all of us. But we still decide that we want to do it anyway. During this process, we have heard a lot of voices from the industry so that we have come to our final decision that 2021 TIMTOS will be held as scheduled. And while the pandemic hit the world and also Taiwan, Taiwan's machinery industry has put together the national team on face masks. That's one of the very important reasons that Taiwan could be a role model of pandemic prevention in the world. We know that machinery really is the foundation for the development of all kinds of industries, and machine tools really are yet again the foundation for machinery. So machine tools, without emphasizing, you know how important machine tools really are. When you talk about semiconductors, 3 nanometers or 5 nanometers, you have to firstly have equipment and also machine tools that could be used to produce 3 nanometers or 5 nanometers wafers. So I couldn't emphasize enough the importance of our machinery industry. Even though we are experiencing this economic slump, I still want to point out how important machinery or machine tools are. Of course, we are having a very difficult time right now, but I still want to say that a challenge could actually be turned into an opportunity. This is an opportunity to upgrade our supply chain or our manufacturing equipment. We have seen some companies have been moving their production bases from China to a new destination. It's a time for us to make adjustments. And for these adjustments, we really have to tap into the latest trends happening right now, including agent, automation, and also smart manufacturing. Actually, from the second half of last year in 2020, we have seen some recovery of the industry. We have seen some orders coming back to our companies in the industry. Some big companies, some leading companies are doing very well. However, when you have a lot of orders, then you might have another problem that is lacking of human resources. And it's also possible that the shipping costs are also rising. Taiwan doesn't have a lot of FTAs, so that we have a lot of tariffs to pay. So we have some difficulties competing with other countries. However, we still have to do our best. And TIMTOS 2021 really will become a great platform for us to show the world our strengths, even though recently we have seen the escalating pandemic in Taiwan, but I believe we can sail through this crisis. we all hope that the 2021 TIMTOS can be held as scheduled. We have not seen a big scale international trade show held in the world since the second half of last year. So we really have to make the 2021 TIMTOS possible. It will validate Taiwan's value again. To do that, it takes not only the effort from the government, but also from the industry, but also from the people of Taiwan. We will stick very closely to every guideline of epidemic prevention just to make sure that the TIMTOS 2021 can be held in March. We will be having more than 6,000 booths in the physical exhibition in TIMTOS 2021 and also more than 1,000 online booths on our virtual platform. We would like to take advantage of TIMTOS 2021. We would like to make the most out of this hybrid exhibition. So through our physical exhibition and also the online platform, we want to show the world as well as Taiwan's ICT capacity. I believe that this kind of hybrid exhibition will become a norm from now on. So this is also an opportunity for us to learn, for the members of the machinery industry to learn. So I hope that all of the exhibitors can grab these opportunities to learn, to upgrade, to transform. We also provide a lot of training courses to the exhibitors. Let me say it once again, this kind of hybrid exhibition will become the norm for the future. So we have to do better in taking advantage of this kind of online marketing and also trade form. So lastly, I would like to take this opportunity once again to thank all of our exhibitors. Last year in June, when we first started to recruit exhibitors for TIMTOS 2021, when the pandemic was raging in the world, we had a lot of support from the industry. For that, I would like to thank all of the members of the industry. And through today's press conference, I hope all the foreign and also domestic journalists can spread the words for TIMTOS 2021 so that we have more people turning their attention to our show in March. And this is a platform for all of our exhibitors to show their latest products. The online product launches and other events will be held both on spot and also online. I hope that we can have a lot of orders and also create a lot of business opportunities up to 1.6 billion US dollars through the 2021 TIMTOS. Through TIMTOS 2021, we'll show the value and strengths of Taiwan to the world. We will show the world what Taiwan's machinery industry has got. I would like to thank you once again for your time today. Thank you so much. Mr. Ke, would you please remain on the stage? Next, we'd like to invite our guests to join us on the stage to have a photo together. And for that, please welcome Mr. James Huang, Chairman of TAITRA, and also Jimmy Zhu, Chairman of FFG, Eric Zhuo, Global Chairman and CEO of Hiwin Group, and also Yuzhen Zhang, Chairman of CFMI, to the stage. Just like Mr. Huang and also Mr. Ke just said that this kind of hybrid form will become a norm for the time to come. So just like what we are doing today, we have the press conference held on site and also online. So thumbs up, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Let's have a photo together. Please look at the cameras in front of you. Hiwin is a leading company in the manufacturing industry. And also not to say that CFMI and also FFG are also the leaders in the machinery industry. This is a rare opportunity for the leaders from the industry and also the chairman of TAITRA and also TAMI to have a photo on the stage. Thank you once again.
So please be seated. We're going to start our panel discussion today. Today we're going to talk about Taiwan's machine tool and smart machinery industry. It is a very broad topic, so we're going to have a few topics that we want to talk about. First of all, we're going to talk about TIMTOS and the post-COVID-19 smart machinery deployment and distribution. So today, at the panel discussion, we'll ask Mr. James Huang, chairman of TAITRA, and the leading industries in the machinery industry. Just before we start our panel discussion, because this is a press conference targeting presence in Taiwan and abroad, you'll see a QR code that you can scan, and you can fill in the questions that you would like to ask. And when we come to the QA section, we will be able to answer all these questions that you have. So I would like to ask you some questions. I'm very privileged to be here with you today. So, Mr. Huang, we talked about curtailing the spread of COVID-19. We want to actually turn these challenges into opportunities. Orange is actually shows the strength and capability of the machinery industry. So, Mr. Huang, from March 12th to 15th, we have TIMTOS. So we have a lot of countries that already have locked borders, so we have facing a lot of challenges and difficulties. So what are the challenges that you have to overcome when you are trying to actually host the exhibition? Well, in 2020, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have faced a lot of challenges. At the first half of the year, a lot of countries in the world have already faced lockdown, so we are suffering a lot. But Taiwan has been doing very well, so people are returning to their normal routine. In the later half of 2020, TAITRA has been trying to actually host a lot of international exhibitions as usual. So we are thinking about, we're planning TIMTOS this March. And how can we do this in Taipei? And how can we do this and invite all the people who needs to come to actually participate? And we had a lot of experience in this area because we have already hosted a lot of physical exhibitions and online exhibitions. So after talking to TAMI, we will do whatever we can to make this happen. Last year, we have been hosting online exhibitions for over 6 months, and we have a lot of experience in this area. We are actually using the latest digital technology. We want everybody to have the best experience and service. And we are going to integrate on-site and online services to provide the best experience. We are ready for TIMTOS in 2021. All the suppliers in the machinery industry are looking forward to this opportunity, and hopefully we will be able to host this without further difficulties. Without the help of TAMI, this will not happen. Okay. Aside from TAITRA, TAMI have also done a lot in organizing this exhibition. So, did you overcome certain difficulties together? Well, we worked with TAMI very closely for many years now, and a lot of machinery suppliers are great suppliers in the exhibition. So I would like we might ask Mr. Ke to talk a little about it. Thank you, Mr. Huang. Well, we're hosting the 2021 TIMTOS. I have to say, well, there's a lot of rewards, but we have definitely faced a lot of challenges. We have had a lot of help from all corners, but when it comes down to what it's really important, we're doing this for the industries in Taiwan. We are ready. The industry is ready. We are ready to show you what we've done, what we can present within the past 2 years. In the past, a lot of buyers, they would fly to Taiwan to participate in TIMTOS, and it would take like a week just for traveling back and forth. So I think although TIMTOS is actually one of the largest machinery exhibitions in the world, a lot of people still cannot travel that far to Taiwan. So I think this actually shows a real new possibility. We have new buyers. Though they cannot come to Taiwan physically, they can actually participate on our online exhibition in this hybrid TIMTOS. And this is what we have also taken into consideration. These buyers, we want them to actually to source or scout whatever it is that they need easily, like within one click. So suppliers and buyers, they'll be able to communicate smoothly with this new approach. And this is what we want for TIMTOS Hybrid. So TAITRA and Mr. Ke are all talking about that TIMTOS is ready. So Mr. Zhu, because of the raging of COVID-19, FFG has branches in 25 countries. So can you talk about the deployment of the machinery industry and what is the future of the machinery industry? And the strategy, what can we adapt to this new challenge and new circumstance? I think because of COVID-19, the demand of machinery is still very large. Taiwan's machine tools exports to China and the US, Turkey, Europe, and some countries in Asia. Last year, in 2020, the first quarter to second quarter, it's about like April or May, because of COVID-19, has actually damaged the market in China. But after May, because they have actually a certain amount of control over COVID-19, the demand is actually increasing. So orders have been increasing as well after May. So all in all, I do believe that the demand of machine tools is rising. As for the US, although the pandemic is still raging and causing havoc, but the economy has not suffered that much. So I do believe, well, from FFG's point of view, I think there is still possibilities. The enterprises, they can produce, manufacture locally. And of course, we can also export goods to the US. So the first quarter is actually quite prosperous, but they suffered from the second quarter. But the third quarter, the demand has already risen again. So I think if we take a look at the sales of FFG, the 5 brands that we owned, I do believe we have seen an increase of 37%. But of course, we have suffered from export. But this year, we'll see a rise in export as well, I think. And think because of like India or Southeast Asian countries, they're all bouncing back. And I think FFG has suffered most severely in Europe, like Germany and Italy or Switzerland or Hungary. Like because of the regional pandemic, we have actually canceled a lot of jobs and orders. Well, in July and August, things have become a little bit better, but then it actually degraded again in September and October. So I think the aerospace industry and the automobile industry has suffered the most in Europe. Presently, I think the economy is actually reviving a little in Europe, but it's still like really facing a lot of difficulty compared to 2019. So I do believe that global-wise, I do think the machinery industry is facing a revival. China is making a comeback, a strong comeback. I think the US, I think after the inauguration of President Biden, the local market will see a revival as well, as in automobile industry and the aerospace industry will all see an opportunity. I think Japan and Korea will also see an increase in order or demand. All in all, I do believe that 2020 is still a very hopeful year, though in Asia, because of Apple's orders and the automobile industry orders, I do believe the economy will not suffer as severely as 2020. So this year, 2021, is an opportunity for the Taiwan machinery industry. As for Europe, they will be doing better than last year. I think that's the most difficult, they're facing the most difficult challenge because of COVID-19. But all in all, I am fairly optimistic. Thank you. We have all these pioneers in the machinery industry here on stage. Mr. Ke is an excellent CEO in this area. And Mr. Zhu of FFG, they have more than 90 machine tool companies. So they are a very big conglomerate. And for Hiwin, they are also pioneers in the machinery industry. So they are actually the leader in spare and accessories. And Mr. Zhuo, he actually mentioned many times in the last year, in the later half of last year, that the machinery industry is seeing a revival. So what do you think of 2021? How do we turn these challenges into opportunities? Well, I do believe that in 2021, we have some main companies of the Hiwin Group that focuses on machine tools. So from this machinery perspective, I do believe that the robots, AI systems, we have already had reached our full capacity. So I do believe that the economy is definitely better, and we are having more orders. And China is because they are going through a transformation, but they're also reviving, and Europe is coming back as well. So US is also focusing on manufacturing. So I think, yeah, the machinery industry is not doing that bad at all. As for the third and fourth quarter, I think we are seeing a pretty great perspective in spares and accessories. Thank you. Okay, aside from Mr. Zhu, Mr. Zhuo, Mr. Cheng, the chairman of CFMI, is also a leader in presses and machine tools. So CFMI, under the lead of Mr. Cheng, has been actually promoting Industry 4.0. So, what do you think of the prospect of 2021 under the threat of COVID-19? Do you have any advices that you can give to our suppliers? Thank you, Mr. Huang. Well, CFMI has developed an IoT monitoring system. So I would like to give you a brief introduction of the system. Well, CFMI in 2013 started its transformation. We worked with telecommunicating companies. We have established a cloud database. In 2016, we have started planning an IoT monitoring system. It's iFoaming. It is a smart system to monitor the manufacturing process. We want to use iFoaming and our presses to help CFMI and our clients all over the world in machinery maintenance and production and quality control. We do believe that a smart system will be able to realize Industry 4.0. CFMI has suffered under COVID-19 as well, just like many machinery companies. We had faced three challenges. One is that the supply chain has suffered. A lot of our suppliers, the spare and accessory suppliers, they weren't able to produce enough spare and accessories. Secondly, public transportation has become quite a space where people try to avoid. So, including automobiles or motorcycles and bicycles, the demand of these transportations has increased as opposed to public transportation. So a lot of people, they would have worked at home or in quarantine sections. So I do believe that a distant video conferencing has actually made monitoring even a more serious problem. Therefore, laptops sales have increased. So I do believe this is all due to the spread of COVID-19, and this is actually the challenges that we faced. Of course, COVID-19 is definitely a tragedy, but it also shed a new light on the operation of the enterprise. COVID-19 has changed the way that we work or we behave. It also changed how the market functions. But I do believe that many would agree with me that this is not a short-term condition. It can actually expand over a long period, and it will affect the society and how we work and how we do things in the long run. So this new business opportunity will also change or shape our lives. So as a machinery industry company, we want to think about how we can utilize or exploit this condition or situation and make the best of it. So what we're doing right now is that, first of all, we will want large panels, and we will have machine tools for these large panels. In the past, not many company they would actually require these large panels. But because now the market has been requiring a lot of large panel products, we have actually developed many these machinery system that is optimized to increase production and lower cost. Second of all, as for the manufacturing of automobiles, automobile market is actually definitely one of the largest market when it comes to machinery. So we have been facing challenges because we have like new energy automobiles. So we are facing two possibilities. One is spare and accessories. The new energy automobiles, because of the motor, it requires a lot of steel and steel plates. And different kinds of battery and the lithium batteries. So we have been working really hard to provide the best presses for them to be able to manufacture these thin steel plates and lithium batteries. Another very important product from CFMI is that we have these large manufacturing production lines for these automobile factories. They would like to show people how these large manufacturing production lines within the factory for sheet metal and other large-scale parts. Last year, we have actually delivered 3 large-scale production lines for automated vehicles. So these large production lines for sheet metal, we want them to actually employ these digital systems or monitoring systems. And of course, we are affected by the trade war between US and China. China is the factory of the world. And we see clusters of these technology companies or manufacturing companies. And of course, they will have demands of presses or other large-scale machinery tools, especially in Mexico. So we're thinking about how this will affect what we do in 2021, and then we have a lot of these tariff and other bars that we may face. So for CFMI, we have made some adaptations. We have 3 production bases all over the world. One is in Taiwan. 2 of them are in China. So we have been trying to make some changes. We want to use the bases in China that to provide all the demands from in China and RCEP countries. And the production base in Taiwan will be responsible for the demands from other countries in the world.
Thank you very much to Mr. Zhang. And let's come back to TIMTOS. Again, just like Mr. Huang and also Mr. Ke just said, TIMTOS is a great platform for our companies to show their great products. So how do we face the challenge that due to the pandemic, a lot of international buyers couldn't come to Taiwan? How do we make it up? Just like Mr. Ke just said that we are ready. But also, just like our host just mentioned, that a lot of international buyers couldn't really come to Taiwan due to the pandemic. But TAITRA has a total of 64 overseas offices in the world. So we can actually invite these international buyers to join us online. And also, we have accumulated the data of more than 40,000 buyers over the years that we have been having TIMTOS in Taiwan. So we will do our best to make sure that all the international buyers can have the best buyer experience ever. And the physical exhibition will go until March 20th. However, our online services will continue and last until April. So there is plenty of time for our buyers to make every use of the services available online. And we have seen a lot of Taiwanese businessmen return to Taiwan to invest in Taiwan. Not to say a lot of international big companies also have chosen Taiwan as their next destination for further investments. So I think we are in a very good position right now, and TIMTOS 2021 will be a perfect platform for the buyers from all over the world to interact with our local companies. So let me say it once again, we are ready. And I also would like to ask Mr. Alex Ke that in 2017, that Taiwan's machinery industry became yet another trillion industry in the world. However, due to the pandemic, a lot of our future goals have been affected. So, what do you see what the future will go, Mr. Ke? Yeah, we have seen a lot of growth from the industry. Originally, we would like to take our industry yet to another level, reaching 2 trillion in production value. But due to the pandemic, we are facing a lot of challenges right now. Let me just take TIMTOS as an example and also the exhibitors as an example. We are actually setting up some short-term goals to reach, and smart manufacturing is one of them. A lot of our member companies have upgraded with smart manufacturing solutions. So that would definitely contribute and also be translated into the production value for our industry in the future. So we are trying to make sure that we are well prepared and ready for the next opportunity when it comes out. And after we have accomplished some short-term goals, we also set up some midterm or also some longer-term objectives that our member companies can work with each other or with the government to reach these goals. And TIMTOS is a ideal platform to show not only our exhibitors but also visitors from all over the world what some of the latest technologies are and what the future holds. So just like Mr. Huang just said, we will try very hard to enhance our online services. So we are literally providing the services, this kind of online services, to hopefully to each and every buyer in the world. And I also look forward to your feedback so that we can improve our services accordingly. Okay, and a lot of people are talking about 5G, Industry 4.0, and AI. So next, I would like to ask Mr. Zhu from FFG. What's your take on that? I think Industry 4.0 serves Taiwan's industry very well. I think one of the biggest machinery show is in Hanover, Germany, and I believe some other panelists and some of the members in today's press conference have also been there before. And Taiwan in the Hanover Machinery Show is actually the particip- third biggest exhibitor out of more than 50 countries, only next to the US and only next to Germany and also Korea. So Taiwan really has shown what it can do during the show. And for Taiwan's exhibitors in the Hanover show, more than 60% of our exhibitors are actually doing smart manufacturing solutions and also equipment. So I think Taiwan really has a lot of advantages when it comes to this kind of latest technology and also smart manufacturing. Taiwan really stands on top when it comes to smart manufacturing compared with other 50 exhibiting countries in the Hanover show. As for 5G, we got 6 countries from the EU and also the Triple I, the Information Industry Institute from Taiwan, are actually working together, utilizing the latest 5G technologies. So FFG is also benefiting from this kind of cooperative relationship with the EU. FFG is also trying to provide some 5G and also 5G related manufacturing equipment to its partners in the EU. So I think 5G also represents, in that way, 5G represents a lot of opportunities for Taiwanese companies. So 5G plus smart manufacturing really is the way to go for Taiwan's machinery industry. All right, due to time, my last question will go to Eric from Hiwin. I think EV, electric cars, really has been the buzzword that everybody's talking about. So I would like to ask Eric, what do you see the opportunities from EVs and what does it mean for the industry here in Taiwan? I think it would go very fast and you really have to try very hard to catch on. China knows that it probably couldn't do better when it comes to traditional engines in the automotive industry. So that is why China has been working very hard to upgrade its EV technologies. It knows maybe it's an area that it could compete with the US or the EU countries. So you really have to do very hard to enhance your EV technologies. You have to make it quiet, which is very hard to imagine or also impossible in the traditional car manufacturing industry. So you really have to be very sensitive about what's coming up and what the latest trends are. So you have to develop maybe the upgraded grinding machines that would meet the needs for the manufacturing of EVs. And servers are also very important for EVs. So for brakes and also some other systems really need ball bearing solutions. So we predict that we will see probably 2 million EV cars that would need this kind of latest systems. So you really have to think ahead and deploy and allocate your resources to meet this kind of demand. So how do you produce enough ball bearing components and also solutions that would meet the need from the market that decides how far you can go in the industry. So you really have to think ahead and be very sensitive about what's happening right now in the world. So we see a lot of challenges as well as opportunities when it comes to EVs for the machinery industry. All right, we're running out of time here. I would like to thank all of our panelists again for their participation. We have come into an era of Industry 4.0 and also IoT. We hope that Taiwan's machinery industry can be smarter and also can keep evolving in the future. I would like to thank all of our panelists for their great input in this session. And to end today's press conference, I would like to invite the project manager of TAITRA, Lisa, to introduce TIMTOS 2021 Hybrid.
To use 6,000 booths, and we will use 3 halls to cover all of them. And we are very lucky and very honored to have all the support from Taiwan and also overseas companies that they support us for last 50 years, more than 50 years. And like Fairfriend, Hiwin, and Chin Fong, they will be all there. And also we have overseas brands, they will be at the show. Also, we will have 3 pavilions that from Switzerland, Germany, and the USA. At the showground, we will have lots of activities and events, so you will not miss all the details that we will present our products and our technology and also our exhibitors. And from before the show starts, from last year, we have lots of events and online and offline, and some of you might have seen me on TIMTOS Glimpse and TIMTOS Salon. And also we have the meetings, procurement meetings that will help our exhibitors and visitors. They can talk to each other and make business. But unfortunately, some of you and lots of you may not be able to be here. So we have this online exhibition this year. At the platform, we will have about 1,000 exhibitors online, and they will display their products and technologies, so you will not miss anything. Remember, from March 15 to 20, just log in and go to our website, online.timtos.com.tw. So you will see all the products and technology and exhibitors, and you can talk to them, you can send them messages, and you can make appointment to talk to them and to have a video meetings. So you will not miss anything actually. But after the show ends from March 21st to April 15th, you are able to go to our website and see all the display, and you can send them messages. So just remember, from March 15 to 20, you will have the maximized functions that interact with our exhibitors. Here is some photos for you. That's our online booth, and also this platform is very intuitive and user-friendly. So don't worry about how to log in or how to find your interested exhibitors or products, because you just key in the keywords so you can find all the products and exhibitors. And also, as I mentioned, that they will be from using messages or using video conferencing or using audio meetings to talk to our exhibitors, to communicate, to know more about our products and the exhibitors. But some of you might wonder, I want to feel the excitement of the showground. Don't worry about that, we have everything planned out. For example, every day we will release the latest videos about the showground, about the products, and about our exhibitors, so you can see what's going on at the showground. And also, we provide a new service called On-Site Guide for Online Visitors. You just go to our website and register, so we will have a personal guide using an iPad to help you to go to the showground and talk to our exhibitors. Also, our summit or seminars and all the events will go live. So you just go to our website, online website, and you will be able to watch all the events. And this one, you have to remember this one. You have to pre-register our online show right now, and then you will earn 100 gold coins. And then during the show time, when you exchange your business cards with our exhibitors, you will get another 100 gold points. After you accumulate it to 5,000 gold points, you can get a lucky draw, and you will want to know what's the big prize. So you have to keep in mind to do this. And also, our online procurement meetings or our official directory will be offered, so you will not miss any opportunity to talk to our exhibitors. This is our expectation for this year. We think, and we are looking forward to the first international machinery tool shows after the outbreak of COVID-19. And we expect to see over 7,000 online visitors and also 40,000 visitors from Taiwan to visit the show. And we will keep our service to maximize our service to our online visitors to help them to talk to our exhibitors. You cannot just be a visitor, right? You want to also participate in the show, and you want to know more, and you want to even be one of our exhibitors. So you can go to our website and then register as the exhibitors, and you can enjoy all these services to talk to the international visitors and international buyers to explore your business, because you may not be able to participate in other international machinery tool show. So this one, definitely don't miss it. And we have received lots of visitors. They told us that they are looking forward to the opening of TIMTOS 2021 Hybrid, because You know, it's a really big event for the industry, and we're looking forward to the opening of it. So we know, we see it's a difficult time, and we will do our best to conquer all the problems to make this happen. So remember, you have to visit us no matter online or offline from March 15 to 20, 2021. See you there. Thank you.
好，我们谢谢
Thank you, Lisa. And thank you for participating in our press conference today and our panel discussion. We wish you a great afternoon. Thank you.